Hello, everyone. Welcome to Music Icon Documentary. Today, we're diving into the 1990s, a decade widely regarded as the golden era of electronic dancehall, known to many as raga. This period brought forth some of the most iconic figures in the genre, including Buju Banton, Ninja Man, Cutty Ranks, and Garnet Silk. However, among these legends stood a lesser-known, yet equally influential figure, the powerful and enigmatic DJ known as Panhead. Panhead was an underground legend whose influence inspired a generation of artists. The most notable of these was Buju Banton, whose vocal style closely mirrored Panhead's own. A true local hero, Panhead wasn't just a gifted DJ. He was a businessman and a cornerstone of his community. Tragically, just as he was beginning to cement his legacy and solidify his career, Panhead's life was cut short in a devastating and violent event that sent shockwaves through the Jamaican music scene and the global reggae community. His untimely passing marked the beginning of a movement that saw dancehall's lyrical focus shift from themes of slackness or explicit content to spirituality and consciousness. This shift would eventually be known as the Rasta Renaissance, a movement largely credited to Buju Banton and others who were deeply influenced by Panhead's transition. As we approach the 30th anniversary of Panhead's tragic death, the questions surrounding the true circumstances of his passing still linger, sparking ongoing debates. Born Anthony Johnson in 1966 in St. Mary Parish, Jamaica, Panhead developed a love for music at a young age. Like many kids growing up in Jamaica, he was captivated by the beats of dancehall and decided early on that he wanted to be a DJ. By his teenage years, Panhead had moved to Kingston, where he got his start as a roadie and later as a toaster, performing on popular sound systems like Love Vibrations and Black Scorpio. Remarkably, all of this happened before he even turned 18. It was with Black Scorpio that Panhead found his footing, collaborating with fellow DJ Thriller U to release their first single, Man No Want Dem, in 1988. Over the next few years, Panhead continued to drop singles under the Black Scorpio label, but it wasn't until 1990 that his presence truly exploded onto the scene. With a string of hard-hitting tracks like Original Fire Weapon in a hand, Panhead quickly became a household name in the streets of Jamaica. The track, produced by the legendary King Jammy, was a massive hit at street dances and was on constant rotation across the island. Throughout the early 1990s, Panhead released numerous singles that rocked the dancehall scene. His style and sound made him a leader among his peers, and many upcoming toasters began to emulate his persona. For a time, Panhead was known as the DJ for the gunman crowd, with tracks like Dead Again, Too Much Fire Weapon, and Fire Weapon Not Far becoming anthems. However, by 1992, while songs like Pony Printer still echoed through the dance halls, a major transformation was taking place in Panhead's life. By 1993, Panhead had become a family man, and his music had undergone a dramatic shift. He moved away from the slackness that had previously defined his work, turning instead to more conscious, spiritual, and uplifting messages. Songs like African Princess, which celebrated black women, and Under Bondage, a thought-provoking track, reflected this newfound depth. His track, Poor People Government, took aim at corrupt politicians, showcasing a more political and socially aware side of the artist. This shift in his music from rude boy themes to Rastafarian spirituality came as a surprise to his fans, but to those who knew him personally, it was a natural progression. Panhead was always known for his stylish appearance. He often sported sharp outfits and gold jewelry, looking every bit the celebrity. Yet, behind the glitz and glamour, Panhead was deeply spiritual. He was known to spend much of his free time reading the Bible, and his dedication to scripture was something that began to influence his close friends, including Garnet Silk, Capleton, and Buju Banton. It wasn't long before this trio embarked on their own journeys into Rastafari, with Panhead as their inspiration. Beyond music, Panhead was a pillar of his community in Maverley. He established a sound system there, creating job opportunities for local youth. His generosity didn't stop at music. He sponsored a local football team and engaged in countless acts of charity, becoming a beloved figure in his neighborhood. Panhead also developed a close friendship with Joseph Hill of Culture, who was drawn to the young DJ's spiritual depth. By mid-1993, Panhead's star was on the rise internationally. He even embarked on a mini tour of England with Capleton. But just as his influence and popularity were reaching new heights, tragedy struck. On the night of October 10th, 1993, while attending a dance in Spanish Town, Panhead was unalived as he was leaving the event. The incident was officially ruled a robbery gone wrong, but the assailants were never found, and the mystery surrounding his death continues to haunt the dancehall community. Panhead's death shook the entire nation of Jamaica, adding yet another tragic statistic to the relentless cycle of fire weapon violence. However, many have questioned the official explanation, which ruled his death as a robbery gone wrong. Commentators, both within and outside the music industry, have long argued that Panhead's death was no random act but rather a targeted assassination. Over the years, several theories have emerged regarding the motive behind the unaliving. One compelling idea came from veteran dancehall DJ Roundhead, who suggested in an interview that Panhead had become a powerful and influential figure in his community. His charitable work and initiatives aimed at supporting underprivileged youth had made him a threat to local politicians, who viewed him as a challenge to their authority. As Panhead's music shifted from radical themes to conscious, politically charged lyrics, his songs began inspiring people to demand more from their government. This, Roundhead argued, may have made Panhead a marked man. Adding to the controversy, British reggae historian and journalist John Mose-Urey shared his own perspective. According to Mose-Urey, Panhead had been on the radar of the police before his death, as the authorities were allegedly attempting to shut down his sound system. Mose-Urey speculated that Panhead got into an altercation with police officers as he was leaving the dance that fateful night, which ultimately led to him being unalived. These theories have persisted over the years, in part because Panhead's killers were never caught, leaving the full truth shrouded in mystery. The cultural impact of Panhead's death was immeasurable. His passing left a deep void in the dancehall community, sending artists and fans alike into mourning. Buju Banton, who was on tour in Japan when he received the devastating news via a phone call to Jamaica, channeled his sorrow into the now famous track, Murderer. Panhead's death marked a pivotal moment in Jamaican music. His passing helped ignite a conscious music revolution, as both listeners and artists grew weary of the violence that had long permeated the island. Amazingly, despite his influence and body of work, Panhead never released a full album during his lifetime, though he had recorded hundreds of singles. In 1993, Jam East Records released two posthumous collections, Pony Printer by Far and Tribute to Panhead, both of which stand as lasting tributes to his legacy. According to John Mose-Urey, Panhead's impact on the dancehall scene was even greater than his name. It's no coincidence that three of his closest friends, Buju Banton, Garnet Silk, and Capleton, went on to become leading figures in the Rastafarian movement, ushering in the Rasta Renaissance in the years following his death. Nearly 30 years have passed since Panhead left this world, yet his influence continues to be felt. His style, music, and message live on through his peers and the fans who keep his memory alive. His name will never be forgotten. Panhead may not have reached the global recognition of his peers, but his influence runs deep in the roots of reggae and dancehall. From inspiring the Rasta Renaissance to leaving an indelible mark on Jamaican music, Panhead's legacy is undeniable. As we remember him nearly 30 years after his tragic passing, his spirit lives on in the music, the culture, and the community he cherished. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as we continue to explore the stories behind the greatest icons in music history.